What's going on, Canes fans? At the time of filming this video, the Miami Hurricanes recruiting class is currently ranked at number 32 according to 247sports.com. Now, let's all be real for just a second and admit that Mark Richt and his staff overall left the recruiting at Miami in shambles. And Manny Diaz has done his best to work some miracles with the transfer portal, something that he's done a very good job at so far. And given the limited amount of time that he's been here, he's doing his best to make the best of this 2019 recruiting class. And like we just mentioned, Manny Diaz and his staff have done an excellent job so far with the limited amount of time that they've had to work with. Now, don't expect them to take us to number one in recruiting. We all know that Alabama has that on lock. Let's just be real. But now that Manny is in town, will Miami have any surprises on National Signing Day? And before we really dive deep into this video, and go ahead and buckle up because it's probably going to be a long one, make sure that you click the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. But only do it if you enjoy Miami Hurricanes content and college football content all year long, even during the off season, because that's what you're going to get over here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to discuss every single potential prospect in this video because that could be a pretty lengthy video, and let's be real, you guys are probably going to you would probably start skipping through portions of it or just not watch it at all. So anyone that doesn't get a mention in this video, feel free to bring them up or discuss them down in the comment section below, and we'll talk about them. Players that I want to focus on in this video are recruits that are 3 stars or higher, and guys that are on the fence about who they're signing with, or maybe they just haven't really been very vocal with it or made it known who they really want to go with. And don't worry, I'll give my opinion on each of them, and I'll let you know if I think that we're going to get them or not. So let's begin. Kicking it off with a bang, we have the 5-star wide receiver recruit, George Pickens. Now, he's a hard commit to Auburn, but that was way back in 2017, and a lot has changed since then. He did visit Miami back on January 25th, but right now, as we speak, he's in Knoxville visiting Tennessee. Speaking of, that's like 30 minutes from my house, so should I maybe stop by and throw up a couple of these? And Pickens has shown interest in Miami over the last year or so, but I really think that he's guaranteed a little more playtime if he signs with Auburn or Tennessee. And the guy's from SEC country. Let's be real, he's from Hoover, Alabama. So I think that he sticks with an SEC team, and most likely he's going to sign with Auburn or Tennessee. Next up, we have Chris Bogle, the defensive end that every team in the country wants right now, and he knows it. He really enjoys playing with fans' emotions on Twitter and on Instagram. But I mean, just to be honest, can you blame the guy? I'm telling you, go look him up. One post he's a Cane, the next he's a Gator, the next post he's sticking with his original commit to Alabama. Here's what I do know. Bogle visited Miami again on February 1st. So that was, if you're counting the day that I'm filming this video, that would have been yesterday. And that should be his last official visit to any school. And you guys all know what we say around here on this channel. Your last visit is the one that you remember the most. And the dude is from Florida, so to be honest, for him, it's going to come down to either Florida or Miami. And this one is a tough one. It's a toss-up, to be honest. I mean, you've got him constantly uploading pictures of him in a Gators uniform and talking about how much he loves it there. But his last official visit is at Miami, and the guy likes to troll people on social media. So what better way, someone who just loves the attention like this, what better way than to originally been committed to Alabama, kind of technically at the time the number 1 team in the country, most likely when he committed. You visit Florida a lot, you visit Miami a lot. Everybody thinks you're leaning towards Florida because you're uploading all these Florida pictures, and then bam, you throw up a U on National Signing Day. That would get him a lot of attention. And I really think that he could get some playing time quickly at Miami, and that is going to be a pretty important factor into his decision. So I actually am making a pretty bold prediction here in saying that Chris Bogle goes to the U. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot of people are going to come back to this video and tell me, hey, Coop, you were wrong. And feel free to do so. And just a quick disclaimer as we're getting into this next recruit. If I butcher any of these names, I am so sorry. Most of them, I try to at least look it up a little bit before I say them. So this next guy, a 3-star cornerback, Elam. I'm pretty sure that's right. He's from South Florida, and he did visit Miami back in December. But I'm going to be completely honest with you guys before we get into a lot of details. I'm pretty sure this guy's going to Florida. His uncle was a Gator, and whether you like it or not, that does matter. Moving on to the next guy on the list, Mark Antony Richards. And that's right, Amon Richards' little brother. He's listed as a 4-star athlete. So he's played multiple different positions in high school, but he makes it very well known that he prefers to play running back. And I went back and forth on this one a lot. This is probably the recruit that I spent the most time analyzing and really just researching and trying to think like him, just be in his head and trying to figure out what he would want to do, because Miami originally wanted him to play corner back when Mark Richt was recruiting him. And that, I'm guessing that was probably due to his size. I think he's 6'1", 195, roughly somewhere in that area. Here's the deal. He visited Miami, and I'm pretty sure that his big brother would have shown him all around campus, something that, you know, a big bro is going to do. He's going to take care of his little brother. I'm sure he showed him around campus, showed him around town, showed him what's up at the U. And like we just discussed, when a family member is playing or has played for a particular school, it does make a difference. It matters. The issue, though, that I really see with Miami is that Richards wants to play offense. And I know that we're all hopeful and we're all seeing positives here with Dan Enos coming in and implementing a new system, but the reality is none of us have actually seen this scheme installed yet at Miami and working and running. We have no idea how successful it might or might not be. And I think that could potentially scare Richards away. And I mean, he makes it very well known that he mostly wants to play running back. And let's just be real, it's a good problem to have. But Miami is pretty darn stacked at the running back position right now. And don't get me wrong, I will gladly take the depth, especially at the running back position if that's really what he came in as, because running backs are going down and getting hurt all the time, or they just need a breather. So I'll take the depth, but I really think that he's probably leaning towards Auburn. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that's my gut feeling. He's not going with the Canes. He's going to go to Auburn. Now, I understand that at this point, this video might be getting a little bit lengthy, and maybe the recruiting stuff isn't really your cup of tea. You don't enjoy it that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little lightning round here, and don't worry, feel free to discuss these guys down in the comment section below. But I'm just going to basically read off their name, position, if I think they're going to Miami or not. If not, what school they might be choosing. But like I said, feel free to discuss them more in depth down in the comment section below. All right, first off in the lightning round, we have Darien Boykin, defensive end. I don't think this guy is going to Miami. I'm pretty sure it's about 100% decided that he's going to Louisville. Next up, you have linebacker Octavius Brothers. This guy, same thing. I think it's pretty much set in stone. He's going to Auburn. Next up on the list, and this is a very interesting one. I know I said this is going to be a lightning round. I just want to touch on it a little bit. The quarterback Plumlee, however you say it. I don't know if you're supposed to kind of pause there and say Plumlee or Plumlee, kind of run it all together. You guys get what I'm saying here. A lot of people wanted Miami to chase him, but listen, again, we have a problem at the quarterback position, and by problem, I mean a good problem. You guys know all the QBs that we have. We picked up Tate Martell from the transfer portal. We just signed the other guy, Matoka. We already had Cade Weldon. We already had Jaron Williams. We already had Nkosi Perry. And maybe I'm missing one or two of them there. But what I'm getting at is we're not getting Plumlee. The guy is going to Ole Miss. He's going to an SEC team. So next up on the list, Martin Emerson Jr., cornerback. This is actually the first guy in this list of the lightning round that I think will go to Miami. I think that he showed interest in a lot of other schools, but he's going to the U, just plain and simple. And last up on the lightning list, Darius Washington, offensive tackle. This is one that actually I would like to add some more depth to the offensive side of the ball with the O-line and things, but I actually think that he most recently, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that he most recently visited FSU, and that will be his last official visit. And again, just like we always say, that last visit does matter. He's shown a lot of interest in FSU and what Willie Taggart is selling over there, and I think that he will choose FSU. So that's it for my recruitment video. I don't get as deep into recruiting as some other Miami YouTubers do, so definitely hit up all the other Miami Hurricanes YouTubers that are out there. Show them some support and some love. But of course I had to touch on it just a little bit because National Signing Day is almost here. It's coming up next week or maybe this week depending on when you're watching this video. Now I will go live on National Signing Day probably that night or on Thursday, the day after. One of the two, so make sure you look out for that live stream, and we'll discuss any big crazy things that might have happened, and we can look back at this and see what we were right on, what we were wrong on. And like I said, let me know down in the comment section below what you think about these guys. You can list them out and put yes or no, or you can just talk about more in depth about ones that I forgot to mention or I didn't bring up. So let's talk about it because we only have a few more days before it's here. Remember though, guys, we are all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it is always better when you get to rep the U. College football vids, peace out, guys.